Do you think Bitcoin will be disruptive in that way?
My opinion of Bitcoin is that, I think Bitcoin I think it's primarily going to be a means of doing illegal transactions. But that's not necessarily entirely bad.
Bitcoin, this digital currency that's out there that people say, oh, it might be the next big thing. What do you think?
I think it's rat poison.
2 years ago, Fox Business asked you about Bitcoin when it was very, very much in its incipient stages, and you called it rat poison.
Yes.
Do you still feel that way?
I was holding back a little.
Charlie said Bitcoin's like rat poison. You were asked about that comment, and you said, well, it's probably more like rat poison squared.
When you buy non-productive assets, all you're counting on is whether the next person is going to pay you more because they're even more excited about another next person coming along. But the asset itself is creating nothing. It doesn't produce anything.
The need to move money from place to place, the cost of doing so, the overhead, because some people have said, hey, Bitcoin is the answer to those problems. Are you a believer?
Bitcoin is better than currency in that you don't have to be physically in the same place. The Bitcoin technology is key, and you could add to it, or you could build a similar technology where there's enough attribution that people feel comfortable. This has nothing to do with terrorism or any type of money laundering.
Can yes. Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of them be currencies? Right. And they can't be because you can't transact right now. It's going to be very difficult for it to be a currency when the time and the expense of doing a transaction is 100 times what you can do over Visa or MasterCard. Right. Then what is Bitcoin, Ethereum? What's their intrinsic value? It's a collectible.
It's just a digital asset that's a collectible.
It's a collectible.
Yeah.
Right. And in this particular case, it's a brilliant collectible that's probably more like art than baseball cards, stamps, or coins, right? Because there's a finite amount that are going to be made.
Yeah. The allocation of trillions of dollars. And then in financial services, Chris talked about it earlier, but Bitcoin and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill.
Have you made any investments in Bitcoin?
So, I own Bitcoin in my hedge fund. I own Bitcoin in my fund. I own Bitcoin in my private account. It is a huge deal. It's a huge, huge, huge deal. Because what you're talking about right now is for the next 3 to 5 years, an unbelievably better store of value. It is gold 2.0. It's being used everywhere where you would think it would be used. Russia, Iran, Iraq, Egypt, Venezuela, Argentina, everywhere where you have currency pressure, everywhere where you want to basically shield your assets. And then after that, it'll probably become a payment mechanism. So in all of these three industries, you're talking about trillions of dollars up for grabs. Up for grabs, right?
The question about Bitcoin, honestly, I'm not that big fan of Bitcoins. But I pay special attention to the cashless society, blockchain technology. Bitcoin, the thing I want to know is that what value, what things that the Bitcoin can bring to the society. But behind the Bitcoin, the technology itself, really very powerful.